Well, things just got real. So most of you know that about a month or so ago, I posted a video opening up about the struggles of a freelancer and my current financial situation that I had at the time. It is probably by far the worst situation that I've been in since I started my business, but today that has changed completely. So this month, at the moment in September, has actually turned out to now be the busiest month I've ever had since starting my freelance life, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. I've gone from like the worst situation possible to the best situation possible, and it has been very overwhelming. So at the time of that recording, I was at my worst. I didn't really have much work going on, and I didn't have much work booked into the future. To put it into perspective, I normally book about 4 to 6 shoots a month. And at that time, I think I only had about 4 shoots over the space of 2 months. So I was making just enough money to pay my rent and pay some bills, but not all of them. And I won't lie, I was actually really scared. It's such a terrible feeling to have, knowing that you've quote unquote had like a successful career up at that point and feel like everything's just being ripped from you. Like, it's really disheartening. But over the space of a week, everything changed completely. Again, to put into perspective, like my average intake of shoots is about 4 to 6 a month. And this month, I have over 10 shoots booked. On top of that, I have also picked up some freelancing work at a few places here and there. So that's just adding to my workload. So obviously, looking at all that workload, you could see that there is probably like a fair amount of money there, which is true, but the downside is I have a lot of bills to pay back. I could just sit here and just whinge and complain about like this situation I'm in, and majority of the money I'm earning now is going back to getting myself back to zero, but oh my god, I'm just so glad that everything has finally gotten back to where it was before. Obviously, I'm really stoked about this situation. I can finally sleep well at night knowing that my bills are covered, and I'm not too stressed because I know that the money I'm coming in now is going to help cover the next month or so of bills, but that doesn't mean that I have to stop working. And what I mean by not working is, I'm still going to put in mountains of effort to continue this process to get a decent workflow happening. Because as you guys have seen in my previous video, I have racked up a lot of debt in my past, and I just want to clear that out, and I want to start my life fresh. I'm married to the best woman in the world, and eventually I want to start a family with her, and I feel like if I just put in the work now, it's just going to make it easier in the future when we decide to have kids and, maybe buy a house, but probably not in this market. So what did I learn in this wild experience? As a filmmaker, I learned that this whole industry is just a monster in itself. You're gonna have the best time of your life, and you're also gonna have the worst time of your life, and you kind of have to prepare for that. There is like this odd saying that, you can't prepare for a storm, but you can set your sails. Something along those lines. But I'm kind of taking that mentality really seriously, and hoping that in the future, when I do face another really bad issue like this, I'll have some money behind me, and I'll be fine with just getting by until I can get everything going again. I think it's very important, if you are watching this and you're wanting to get in this industry, you gotta know that this is not a walk in the park. This is a very tough industry to break into, and I'm very, very grateful for all the opportunities that I have been given and for everything I'll get in the future. So if you are looking to get in the industry, just prepare yourself as much as possible for these downtimes when they happen. Don't beat yourself up. When I released that video a month ago, I had a lot of freelancers coming to me, people that I would hang out with, my peers, I guess you could say, saying that they're in a very similar position that I've been in the past. And it's good knowing that, I wasn't alone. And I'm hoping by doing this video series that I can show everybody out there that might be in a similar position that they're not alone also. 2 more things that I learned in this experience is first, trust your gut. I actually turned down a couple of projects because I felt as if it just wasn't right for me for a number of reasons. And I'll probably explore that in a different video actually. But at the time, it sucked. I was in such a terrible position financially, and I was like, I just need to take any work that I could get. But these couple of projects, I was thinking to myself, I feel like this would destroy myself mentally more than I am already now. So in those situations, I talked to my wife and my friends and my family, and I trusted my gut in the situation, and I would just walk away from those couple of projects. And looking back on that, I'm so glad I did that, because if I didn't, I would probably be even more miserable than I was at that current time. And the second additional thing that I learned is keep your ego in check. You know, you're not a fucking rock star. We're not doing open heart surgery here. We're not saving lives. We're not sending people to the moon. We are just people working with brands, creating dope shit that we hope that people will enjoy watching. You know, work with everyone. You never know who you're gonna meet on a set, no matter the scale, and just be a good person. So what's next for me? Well, I'm currently wrapping up this month with like 4 more shoots I think I have going on. So I've already done 6, and it's been pretty crazy, but I've been loving every second of it. This week is the end of like the first crazy part of this month. So I have a couple of day buffer to just, you know, reset myself, get myself mentally prepared for these next bunch of shoots. And in the meantime, I'm going to be sending out, you know, more pitch emails and just trying to get myself out there more as a creative. I'm going to release a separate video sometime in the near future discussing how I got myself to now in this busiest period that I've ever had. But to summarize, I got these jobs through networking and through luck. I know you can obviously discuss like the whole hard work thing, and I'm not dissing that whatsoever. But luck and networking just play the biggest part in this whole industry. It's all about being in the right place at the right time and just, again, being a good person. So thank you so much to everyone who has been following along of this wild journey so far. Honestly, shout out to my friends, family, and again, my wife for being there as support network, sending me messages, people just reaching out, sharing their love, sharing their suggestions. It's been really cool knowing that there is a massive network of people out there that actually give a shit. And if you're out there and you ever want to reach out to myself or your friends or your family, please do so. It's really important. I'm sure somebody in your life can give you some insight into getting yourself out of a shitty situation and becoming a better person. Alright, I'm gonna stop it there with the whole philosophical kind of talk stuff. I'm not really good at it anyways. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'm really pumped to be releasing more videos on this channel in the future. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. See ya!